we're going to start with Chelsea, and I want Chelsea fans to get involved. 03717 22 33 44. Back-to-back defeats, back-to-back conceded 4 goals. I mean, where do you even start with Chelsea at the minute, Gab? Because I think when Pochettino got the job, I think a lot of Chelsea fans were like, okay, because he was well coveted. A lot of people thought he's put him in that bracket potentially, which I had never have, that very, very top elite bracket. He's gone to Chelsea and it hasn't worked yet.
Yes.
Do you still think they need to give him more time, or do you think that it will ever get better?
I do feel that, Chelsea Football Club in the 11th position, I don't think that's good enough. I feel that if you're losing 4-1 to Wolves at home...
4-2.
4-2. Oh, yeah, let that go. 4-2, sorry. Is that a sackable offence in itself for a club like Chelsea? Would you ever see the best Chelsea side that you ever seen, the Drogbas, the Lampards, the John Terrys, Ashley Goals, accepting that?
No.
And you talk about Thiago Silva as the leader in that dressing room. Does he have to call a meeting, Bentley, and say, like, all right, guys, Gaffer, they're not listening to you, they're not putting in the effort for you, Pochettino. I'm gonna get the change room locked. I'm gonna sort some of these players out, because Ben Chilwell coming out after the game and saying, oh, they wanted it more than us. How is that possible?
Yeah, shouldn't have.
How is that possible? You've got so much ground to cover.
Yeah.
To try and get back into the top 4. Some of these Chelsea players, when I watch them play now, see him, we'll lose. Yeah, we lost. Not my fault. Not my fault. They don't look like a team. No team spirit within them players.
But you look at the money they've spent as well on some of the players, and I mean, I think with certain players, you have to give them a bit of time if they're new to the league. But I think at any given moment, you see a little something in someone who's come from up, so you go, oh, okay, I saw something there. Someone like Mykhailo Mudryk, who... high value. Arsenal room for him. He chose to go to Chelsea over Arsenal. Hasn't shown anything. And when you look at his decision making, his touch, when he gets into the final third, his composure, I mean, it looks appalling.
Yeah. You see, when I watch him, Bentley, and I said it last week, and it might have been a bit rude, but he would run into a mannequin if there was a mannequin on the pitch.
I know what you mean.
He runs into players as if, like, the ball will just go through them and he could just sprint after it. Like, it doesn't work like that. This is the Premier League where defenders are clever. They know where to back off and give you a bit of space. Even when he runs through one-on-one, you never back him.
No.
It's like Werner, a bit like hectic and, like they're not under control of the ball. And Arsenal fans like yourself must be thinking, wow, imagine if we'd like upped our offer for Mudryk and we would have signed him. Because you look at Mudryk and Martinelli, I mean, miles difference in quality. Martinelli yesterday... rips past Canate. That's how you use your pace.
Yeah.
Rip past Canate, who's no slouch. And the great cross. Saka's got to score.
Yeah.
That was bread and butter. I think I'll give you one of them, didn't I? Against Wigan. I'm sure I'll set you up for one of them.
You volleyed it,
didn't you? But, you got to do better there. But Mudryk, I just don't see him getting any better. Who's coaching him?
I think that's the worrying thing.
Who's coaching him?
That's the worrying thing, is when you look at a player like that, and he is still young, but where are the improvements? Where is the coaching? Because you're right. Someone who's got that amount of pace, who's that direct, that's a weapon.
Oh.
If you coach him in the right way, you go, oh, this could be dangerous. But all of a sudden, as you said, running straight into defenders, kicking the ball out of play. And even, I'm pretty sure one of his goals that he scored for Chelsea, it's not many, was against Arsenal, where he's gone to cross it.
Yes.
And it's gone in the back post.
But what like I said to you there is, like, someone like Mudryk should have a coach every day, every day of the week. So that someone is saying to him, you know what, the ball's over here with the right back. This is where you got to make your run. Be clever with the runs that you make. When you get it, don't have to try and beat 3 men or it's not on. Sometimes it's on to just hold it, play a 1-2, running behind.
Yeah.
He'll do the wrong things at the right time. You're not seeing any improvement. That's where Pochettino's got to answer the questions, because you need to improve these players. Because you look at the starting team, Bentley. I mean, we've got the starting team in front of us against Wolves. That team should not be losing, not conceding 4 goals.
No.
But losing 4-2.
Pouring it.
This isn't Chelsea anymore. The Chelsea standards have dropped. Like Chelsea haven't got them players in the squad now that have got the standards of the Terrys, the Lampards, the Coles and Drogbas, the Czechs. They would never have had this. There would have been all sorts of meetings.
But you got to think, there was a time with Chelsea standards. You finish third, you get sacked.
Oh, yeah.
That was the standard. That's how
of course.
High their standards were. I think Ancelotti won the double potentially and got the sack the following season. But listen, I don't want to just kind of all Chelsea, because I think Wolves deserve a lot of credit as well. I think Gary O'Neill and the job that he's doing has been phenomenal. What
I like about Gary O'Neill is we were all upset, wasn't we, of the way he lost his job again for Bournemouth.
Yeah.
He's gone into Wolves. Wolves fans weren't sure on it, but what he's doing there, I mean, he's not scared to drop a player as well.
No.
You know, he's not scared to like bring a player out if he's not doing it. And Neto, he's one they've got to try and keep on to. Outstanding. Cunha I like as well.
Yeah.
You know, he misses chances, but to get a hat-trick at Stamford Bridge, outstanding. Dawson at the back is solid. Kilman, solid. I think he's doing an outstanding job there, but still, Bentley, I can't get my head round that scoreline. I can't, mate. I can't.
Well, do you know what? Chelsea boss Micho Pochettino spoke yesterday following his side's 4-2 hammering at home to Wolves. He apologised to the Blues fans for a woeful performance.
Of course, I understand the feeling. We are in Chelsea, and we need to accept that they want, to win. They want the best, and yes, they feel disappointed. It's so normal, and of course, apologize from the part of our, the team, because I think they feel disappointed like us.
I mean, he's got a top job, and one thing Pochettino is that Micho Pochettino is a good coach. All the players that have played under him say he's a really good coach, good man manager. But I just don't see the signs yet from some of those Chelsea players. And
you look at the players that we're talking about as well, and Casado, he's not the player that Liverpool were trying to sign. Enzo Fernandez, that's what it baffles me to have that quality that they had in that starting team. Diassi was brought for nearly 40 million. You got Thiago Silva, Chilwell getting back up to it now. Sterling's been off it as well, not himself. Something's not right there, Bentley. And what we'll talk about probably in a little while as well is Thiago Silva's wife.
Yeah.
The game just finished.
The
game just finished, and she tweets, even though it's not called Twitter anymore, "It's time to change. If you wait any longer, it will be too late." What does that say?
Wow. Is that Gabby praising Wolves? Clip it.
No. I had no choice. Bentley put me on the spot. Wolves, minor gap still, yeah. But if one of the leaders, most experienced players in your team's wife is saying that, what is Thiago Silva saying to his wife? Yeah, if I'm Pochettino and a manager, I'm thinking like, you're having words with Thiago Silva saying, what does this mean?
Yeah.
So you want to change? Is that what you're saying? So that's something that he's going to have to deal with as well, Thiago Silva, and say like, but does that give us an insight of how other players might feel with the manager?
Yeah.
Something's not right there, Bentley.
Absolutely.
Fans are arguing with each other. I know a few Chelsea fans that say toxic there. Fans are arguing and fighting at games. I'm sure that them ex-Chelsea players, the legends, must be baffled at where their club's at.
Speak to Hassan. He's a Chelsea fan. Hassan, how you doing?
Good evening, Hassan.
Hi, Darren. Not too bad, mate. You?
Yeah, we're good, mate. We're good. To talk to me. What exactly is going on down there?
Yeah, well, my guess is as good as yours, to be honest with you, mate. I was there Wednesday night, Anfield, utter shambles. Minute 1 to 90. Not that I even stayed till 90 anyway, for reasons I don't need to go into. But it's just, I don't really know. I can understand why, and the whole idea of, Poch is under pressure, things like that. But, we all know he's not the only issue. And sacking him, I think you had Ali McCoy on earlier. He said it perfectly. Sacking him will not achieve anything. Sacking him tomorrow, who are you going to go and get? Can you name me a manager that you think you would be able to go and get realistically?
Would you take Mourinho back?
Thinking of it. Sentiment, pure sentiment, I'd say yeah, but I don't think he's going to get us to where we need to go. He's not good with young players. You already know that. I don't think it would leave us in a more of a mess. You know what Mourinho's like when he leaves clubs, so I don't think that's the answer at all, to be honest with you.
Hassan, do you think Chelsea fans have to just realise now that maybe you are just not the team you used to be? You Chelsea have had their era. This is a different era now where you're not going to be fighting for top 4. Maybe 8th, 9th, 10th is where Chelsea are at.
Yeah, well, it's how it's going at the moment. We are a mid-table side at best, but we shouldn't have to settle for that. The last 10, 20 years, we've won the most trophies in English football. Even when we're bad, we've reached a cup final this season. We're winning Champions Leagues, we're winning FA Cups, things like that. To be honest, we've not competed for the league. We've not won a league since Conte was here, which was 2017. So it's not like I'm not saying it's been coming in terms of we'd fall this badly, but it's been there. And I don't think changing the manager is going to achieve anything like that. I think if you look at Pochettino, he didn't get it right to start with anyway. With Spurs, it took him a bit of time with young players, things like that. But there's definitely something there for these. It's taken far too long.
Hassan, let me ask you a quick question. Do you think, depending on the cup final, do you think that will say a lot about what happens to Pochettino next?
To be honest, I think you need to think before the cup final. This next month ahead, we've got Villa Wednesday night. We've got to go to City at the Etihad. We've got to play Arsenal as well. I don't even know if he's going to survive. You'd think they'd let him play the cup final. I don't think the cup final is going to, I don't think that'll be a reason to sack him unless it's something silly. But I don't see him pulling the trigger. Hopefully, they should wait until the end of the season if they are to do it.
Absolutely. Hassan, great call, mate. Let's go straight to Tony. He's a Chelsea fan. Tony, how you doing?
Good evening, Tony.
Good, boy. I'm doing well, boys. How you doing? Good? Yeah.
Better than you, mate.
I was listening to Ali this morning, and I've just been listening, to you boys, and you said about changing the manager, and quite right, it's not going to really make a difference. But Gary O'Neill, he's got a bit of passion about him, and Wolves. I just knew at that game yesterday. I was sitting in the West Lower with the boys. We knew what the result was going to be. They were never, I think in the betting shop they were 5-1. They were never 5-1 shots coming there. Everybody that comes to Chelsea now, boys, fancies their chances.
Yeah.
And I've said it, I phoned up one morning. Casido, I didn't see him play at Brighton. I've not seen anything yet apart from that pass yesterday to Cole Palmer. I've not seen anything. And Enzo, I just don't think he fits in the... I'll ask you, what is Enzo's game? To me, he doesn't fit in the Premiership. He might be a World Cup winner, but I've not seen anything that's any better than Loftus-Cheek that we've let go. I've not seen anything.
I think he's very good on the ball, isn't he? He's passing range. He can keep the ball in tight spaces. I just think doesn't it come to a stage now where you've got to stop looking at the manager a little bit and the players? I mean, these players can't get motivated for playing for Chelsea Football Club.
Well, I honestly believe you said it just there, guys. We're just a mediator side now. I mean, the question I'd put to you is, whoever we get there, we've had Potter, Frankie twice, do they get the choice to pick this side? Or are the Americans telling them who they've got to play because they're the big money players, Is Enzo going to sit out for someone that might be on 30 grand a week, that might be a better player? Are they told?
Do you know what, Tony? And this is a great quote. I don't think they're told, but and that's why I put to Hassan about Mourinho, because yes, he doesn't work well with young players. We know that, but one thing he does do, he makes teams incredibly hard to beat.
Yes,
and I think right now that's what Chelsea need. They don't need a manager to come in, and yes, it'd be nice to take the club forward with these young players because some of them are exciting. They need to get someone in there who's going to give them a shape, give them an identity, and go, right, we're going to be hard to beat. Because I almost feel like Chelsea have turned into Arsenal a couple of years ago. Now, Arsenal a couple of years ago, on any given day, could get beat by any team in the league.
Yes.
If they went to Norwich and weren't at it, Norwich could get a result. Mm-hmm. And I almost feel like with Chelsea now, regardless you're going to Stamford Bridge or Chelsea go wherever, they can get beat by anyone on any given day.
Of course. But what that fan said there, teams are going to Stamford Bridge fancying it.
That's crazy.
Same with Old Trafford.
I got given 7 there.
Yeah, same. I think I was in the same team. No, different team.
Sunday,
we got done 7. We got told at half time, go out with the second half. I think we shipped another 4. But Stamford Bridge was scary, mate. Scary place to go.
Yeah.
He was getting JT pinging diags, weaker foot to Basingwa, Ferreira. Now you watch them and you're like, teams are going there, fancying themselves. Yeah. Villa won there last season. Teams are going there, fancying themselves. Does that come down to a bit of the players? And like you says, the formation, but even if Chelsea won the Carabao Cup, Bentley, and carried on his form into the rest of the season and finished 10th through 11th, I still think he's got to go. I don't think winning the Carabao Cup, Todd Bowley hasn't brought Chelsea to be winning Carabao Cups, mate. No disrespect to that competition.
I know what you mean.
You can win a Carabao Cup, but you're in 5th and 6th and you're fighting for top 4.
Yeah.
They finished 10th through 11th, which they easily could. And win the Carabao Cup, can't keep your job.
No, you can't.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.